So apparently we have these guys now who are identifying as being trans-attracted, trans-amorous. J. Alva, Corey Delano being one. Both of them have been invading my privacy and capitalizing off my blogs and stalking me on YouTube. And now they're trying to define how I identify. Here's my opinion on that. We put up with so much shit from guys. So much. Right? We get demoralized. We get murdered. We disappear. We don't get to be, we don't get to have real relationships a lot of the time. They don't stick around for very long. Oftentimes they're just interested in just having a little experiment with us. They rape us. I haven't been through the murdered or disappearing part yet. I choose my identity. I have autonomy over my identity, right? I currently have a legal right over my identity. I have a legal right to identify as female in my country, right? Not transgender. Transgender is just a term. Transgender is like transvestite. Transgender is just some term that some shrink somewhere came up with to make money. Just reinvented the word, wrote a book, sold it or something, et voila. Right? No different than like J. Alva trying to get famous on the internet for being trans-attracted. And according to his definition of being trans-attracted, it's just somebody who just wants just sex. Not interested in the relationship, just sex. You know, if there are trans amorous men out there, you know, who like us, right? Where's the love? Right? If you really love somebody like us, you know, you would have some understanding of what we go through. If you've had relationships with us, like real sincere relationships, I'm not talking about like you just had a sexual experience with somebody, right? I'm talking about you had a relationship with someone like me, right? Then you would have some idea what it is that we go through. But you guys don't. You have no idea what we go through. And yet here you are on the internet trying to get famous for it. I started this channel because, one, I like to talk about Buddhism, you know, and then there's this correlation between Buddhism and transgenderism. It was kind of a cognitive, it was kind of an interesting intellectual point of view for me that I wanted to do. And Facebook, I was on Facebook for a while, but Facebook was like just becoming really creepy. Facebook is just really creepy nowadays to someone like me. But there are problems. There are serious problems, you know, with us being. There's a serious problem with somebody else out there, you know, these guys out there who are defining my identity, you know, in relation to their sexual attraction to people like me. That's a big problem. You know, and it's often these guys who are trans amorous, apparently, you know, when we go and get bottom surgery, they just move on to a different girl. One who is still pre-op. Right? Because if you were just attracted to us for being women, right? If you were championing, you know, that, you know, we're just women like any other girl, right? You wouldn't have a separate sexuality related to us. You wouldn't, like, oh, this is so frustrating. You know, and then this Jake Alba one is telling me that I'm talking like a trans medicalist or something like that. Here's the thing, right? I'm legally allowed to identify as being female. I legally identify as being female. Not transgender, female. You know, these guys talk about, like, you know, you have to identify yourself to someone like me, right? So that you're safe, for your safety. You have no idea what you're talking about. How is being segregated safe for me? Like, should I walk around with like a tattoo on my forehead that says trans or something? Why? So I can attract the jerks that I'm not interested in? You know, when I'm on a dating site, I don't declare myself as being trans. I had no ambition. I had no interest in becoming transgender. Right? I don't have any dysphoria around being... my dysphoria is in relation to being transgender, not being female, in relation to being transgender. You know, there was a point in my life where it was like, if I don't attempt to transition to becoming female as best as possible, whatever that is, you know, then I'm going to kill myself. You know, I've come this far, and now I've got strangers on the internet invading my privacy, capitalize upon me, and now they're choosing what my identity shall be. You know, so that in case they need to know, so that they don't kick the shit out of me. How does that make any sense? And for what? So that you can get famous on TikTok? Congratulations. Maybe you'll make some money. Maybe you'll make some money off of the misery that's my life. You try it. You start taking hormones. You put yourself at risk of hypertension and cancer and take hormones and attempt to pass. You see how well it goes for you in your workplace. See how well it goes with you and your family. See how well it goes with you and your old friends. And then I'll come along and I'll define who and what you are. And then I'll tell you that it's for your own good. You know, you have this Corey Delano one, who's part of this Librium Karate. You know, and these guys will borrow and steal from me. They won't name drop. Right? I've named both in 2 different vlogs now. You know, there's people out there like Ben Shapiro who won't allow us to identify as female. You know, then we have people like J. Elva, who's forcing me to eat the label transgender. What about how I want to identify? You know, I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what the government thinks. I don't care what my doctor thinks. I don't care what my family thinks. I don't care what my friends think, right? I was prepared, you know, to just do it regardless. You know, I was at a point where I was going to start taking hormones and self-medicating. You know, you come along, right, and you start saying it's for your own benefit. You have to be open and transparent about it. No. That's not going to do me any bloody good. Right? And I don't want someone being attracted to me because of what I have between my legs. You know, you don't see women doing this. Women who are attracted to people like us, girls like us, right? They don't label us as being, oh, this is my transgender girlfriend or something. I actually don't even think that they're interested in us just because of what we have between our legs. You know, there's not, I go onto a dating site, if I label myself as being transgender, you know, I get like the perverts just come out of the bloody woodwork. Right? Like I get these guys who start asking me, how much is it to host? You know, there are girls on the internet, on YouTube and stuff like that, who are far more attractive than me. You know, who've had a lot more surgeries than I am, right? You know, and they say, point blank, can't get a boyfriend. Now, I can have a lineup of guys out my door and down the hall, can't get a boyfriend. A lineup of trans-attracted men. And they're only interested in one thing. What are you interested in, Jay? Because from what I can tell, you're just interested in getting famous. No, you're certainly not interested in what I'm interested in. You're certainly not here to support me. You start labeling me as being transgender, which I'm legally not, right? You know, you put me into a segregated category. You put me into a segregated category, suddenly all of these creeps are going to start coming out of the woodwork. You know, you've already told guys, oh, there's trans attracted, so you're just ones who just want to bang trans women and move on. Go to Thailand, right? How many trans women in Thailand are looking for a boyfriend, you know, and they just have their fun with them and move on to getting a cisgender woman? Because it's part of their culture to procreate. You're not doing us any favors, you're doing yourself a favor. There's no amory here. And you think because I'm a nobody here on YouTube that you can like invade my privacy, just take whatever you want, twist it around, you know, utilize it to your own advantage. I guess I can't stop you.